All right, folks, welcome to a Saturday morning AMA session. How we're going to go about this is I've shared a message in the chat. So you can it's about career design. So if you have any queries on navigating your career or life in general, just type your query in the chat and it will come directly to me. And try to share our details in a single message itself so that it's easier for me to answer. I see some questions have already started popping in. So yeah, I think we'll go through them. And meanwhile, a quick mention of how we can help you at Rocket. If you're looking for a front end or a full stack or mobile development job, you can take a free moonshot that is running right now. Go to rocket.career/moonshot. What is moonshot? Moonshot is a free assessment that you can take. It's almost like a take home assignment. You get 8 days to submit it, and based on your submission, based on the evaluation and your performance, based on that, we pitch you to companies. So just take a look at it. I think you'll find all the details on the website. If you're looking for interview practice, you can join the waitlist at rocket.career/XLR8. And if you're looking to grow 2x in your career, you can submit your application at rocket.career/2x. We'll go into some, we'll start going into queries now. And at any time, if you have any doubt, you can just mention it in the chat. All right. I see one question. What is there in free Moonshot? Okay, I just answered it, which is Moonshot is a take home assignment that you sign up, you get a question, you get some projects, some real world features to build, you submit that project, and based on that we pitch you to companies. So it's sort of, so we promote proof of work hiring, which is you show us the skills and we help you get a job. Okay. If someone is working in the company and they can't work for another company part time or full time, cannot offer freelancing services, my question is that can that person contribute to open source to increase their skills or work on the side project to learn something new? Yeah, I think that is how most people do things, which is if you're working in a company full time in India, most of the companies will have made you sign an agreement that says you cannot do anything um, to sort of like as long as you're employed here full time, you cannot uh, basically provide your services elsewhere. The best way to learn while on a job is to either contribute in open source or work on the side on a side project. So yeah, um, I think you asked a question and you answered it as well. So perfect, perfect. All right. Let me read the other question. Okay, yes, yes. Now we can hear. Okay. What should I add to my resume to transition to a full stack role, given prior experience in Android development? All right. All right. Cool. So, so here is a mental model to transition into any other new domain that you don't have a prior experience in. So basically, it sort of becomes like you have a current job, you are a working professional, and the question is if you want to transition to another domain entirely, how do you do that? There are two ways to go about it. The first one, and the easiest way is to transition in your current company itself. So you go to your manager and uh, or your CTO and you ask them, hey, I have an interest in this. Can I also start contributing in this project? So for example, if you're in Android, you want to do backend, you sort of pitch, hey, I want to start contributing in backend as well. If you're in front end and you want to go to mobile development, again, you do the same. And how it usually happens is your manager will not say no if uh, if you're pulling if you're willing to put in extra work. So basically, you want to switch. The company is not really, just think from a mental model perspective. The company is not really interested in make seeing you or making a switch for you because you are an expert in your current domain. So what happens is if you ask, hey, I will do 50% less work in my current domain and explore something new, that is a loss for the company. But if you say, hey, whatever I'm doing, that is fine, but I'll maybe spend 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours more to explore or contribute to the new domain in whatever project the team has. Your manager will never say no. And actually, that is how I transitioned as well. So that is one of the easiest way to do that, which is take more responsibilities of a different domain in uh, in your same company itself. The other way to go about it is you make a switch, and that's where you change roles as well. This is a relatively harder transition, but the way you go about this is you put a lot of projects as proof of work on your resume. So when we are putting your a prior experience, it's also proof of work, right? We are saying to a new company that, hey, we know this particular domain already, and so you should hire me, you should give me a promotion, you should give me a hike, whatever. So if we don't have that for a new domain that we want to try out, we can instead put a lot of projects. So the projects would be sort of moderate to hard complexity, like not easy complexity. So for example, if you're transitioning to front end, you cannot just like make a to do app and then expect that the HR or the hiring manager will um, support the transition, because still your prior domain expertise uh, will overshadow your new skills. So what you want to do is you want to showcase that your new skills are at least at par with your old one. So if you're transitioning from, let's say, front end to back end or anything, you need to make a complex enough project that you can show on your resume. And therefore what will happen is your interview, when you're giving introduction, you'll talk about this, how you transition, how you learn. Your interviewer will also ask some questions about that itself, and that discussion will give the interviewer more depth or more confidence into this thing, that hey, you can transition seamlessly and can contribute in the new role. So that is what you want to optimize for. All right, I see. um let's see. Okay, I see a lot of questions. Let me just uh, increase my width of the chat window. Okay, यहाँ तक कर लिया, ये कर लिया, ये कर लिया. Okay, so someone asks, currently I'm working as a full stack developer in Hyderabad, but I'm not liking the work environment here. I want to switch. What should I do? Um, Okay, so when you are sharing this, maybe you can add more about what it is that you're not liking in the work environment. Maybe you can I'll not take the name, but you know who you are, so you can just maybe reply to that message so that your reply comes just below your original one. So I want to understand, what is the number one thing that you're not liking? Is it the work? Is it the salary? Is it your peers? Is it your manager? And I'll expand on all of them. So if you're not liking work, basically you're not learning anything new and you feel stagnant, is that could be one of the reasons you want to switch. The other is pay. Of course, you feel that hey, इधर उतना increase नहीं हो रहा, you want to switch for a better salary. That's a totally fine reason for switching. Third is you're not having good peers, and what that would end up doing is you will be the smartest person in the room and you will not have anyone else to learn from, no seniors, nothing. Fourth would be your manager is not really supportive, or making things toxic for you, um, micromanaging. So if you can just reply with what is it that you're not liking, I can dive deeper into it. Okay, meanwhile, okay, do I see? Okay, I see a reply. Not liking the work, same work, not great seniors, manager is also is not good. Jumping from one project to another. Okay, ठीक है. So like multiple reasons there. um, so multiple reasons है, तो best would be like if you would have said only one reason, then maybe I would have said, hey, maybe let's give it one more chance. But अगर multiple reasons है, you're not liking the work, which is same work, which is you're not learning, the compounding is not happening. So there's a good time to switch. Seniors bhi nahi hai and managers also not good. So basically it is a good time to switch. So what should I do for switching is update your resume, put all the complex things that you have, whatever complex things you have worked on your resume, and start applying. In case you want to have or hiring help, you can just take the moonshot as well, and you can just like ping me once you are done, and you can ignore the time limit here. Um, okay, someone says. No, okay, I'll just go come to that message later. Okay, there's a lot of ranting going on in the comments. It's almost like a ranting session. But yeah, I think it's important to talk about that as well. Okay. So yeah, how do I switch is uh, you update your resume, you showcase some complexity that you have worked in your current work. If you feel that utna complex nahi tha current work, then you add some projects. Again, if you're an experienced person, projects ka goal is, if there are not enough complex things in your work, then you put some projects. Otherwise, experience itself is good enough, and then you start applying. And in case you want our hiring help, just take the free moonshot, and we can take it from there. Ignore the time limit mentioned here. You can take more time, that's fine. It's a small group. Take more time if needed. And whenever you're done, just let me know. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay. Someone asks, can moonshot be done anytime or there's a time period? Usually we open it once every few months. So I think this year we opened it 4 or 5 times. So yeah, uh, but yeah, in case you want to, if it is not open, and just especially for you, if any of you on the call you want to take it, just drop me a message, um, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, one more question on that. Throughout the month or sometime, it's it's usually a certain time window. How to learn in a better organized way? There are multiple websites and YouTube channels. but I did not find an organized way. So if you can also just reply to this with what topics you want to learn, I can maybe guide you better. Again, folks, try to like add as much context in the question itself. It is better if you add more context than less context so that there's no back and forth and I can answer immediately. So, like right now in this question, someone is asking, how do I learn better? But again, this is incomplete, which is what do you want to learn more? So, just mention that and we can do that. Okay, I have worked in tech for 4+ years before, but could not develop a habit on development. Can you give some insights on it? I want to develop a habit of coding. Okay, okay. Um, hmm. Okay, okay. Um, did you watch we did a session on some mindset shifts and action items to grow. Uh, did you sort of either attend that session or watch the recording? Just type yes or no. Okay, you watched. Perfect. Uh, so yeah, I think like that would be um the best way to do it is just like spend 1 hour in the morning. I know it sounds it sounds like just going to a gym first thing in the morning, but yeah, see that is how it is. Abhi the uh, unfortunate reality is that there's a lot of supply in the market. So um, if you are not doing it, then there are 10 others who are willing to do it. So what I would recommend is you test out a bunch of things from that video, which is what works best for you. It could be putting 1 hour in the morning, it could be 1 hour in the afternoon, 1 hour in the evening, maybe more time on weekends. And actually building projects hands on. So since you mentioned कि coding का habit नहीं बन रहा है, so then कहीं ना कहीं I feel कि it is becoming boring for you. And boring दो चीजों से बनता है, which is one is that whatever you're working on is too easy for you. And you're like ये तो मैं रात को 3 बजे आंख बंद करके नींद से जस्ट उठ के भी I'll do it. So if it is too easy, then it becomes boring. And then the other thing is it is too hard. Whatever you are attempting on the side is too hard, and you feel like, "Arey, iski jagah, let me just watch Netflix one episode." So you need to work in the right um, difficulty difficulty zone. Um, but yeah, I think it is just about trying a bunch of um experiments, different projects, different uh, learning styles to see how you learn best. Uh, okay, you just replied that it is possible. So, yeah, I think uh, it is possible. So, yeah, you just need to now. Um, um, you just need to now try and actually do it. And I think a good goal if you set that would really help. Let's say if you set a goal of hey, I want to be here in 4 months or 8 months or 12 months or 6 months. If you set a goal, it could be either getting a promotion or get or doing a switch or making X amount of money. If you put a goal, concrete goal, then फिर what usually happens is कि then your ego will make you do things. So basically जब तक हम गोल नहीं रखते हैं ना कुछ, तब तक क्या होता है कि हाँ, we are like कि we'll take every day as it comes. बट जैसे हमने गोल सेट कर दिया कि अरे अगले 3 महीने में मुझे ये करना है, देन देन बेसिकली सबकॉन्शियसली योर माइंड विल बी लाइक ओके नहीं ये करना है मुझे, एंड it will sort of improve day by day. It's sort of like a deadline, right? Deadline works. That's why your manager puts a deadline. Even an artificial deadline, जैसे manager देता है artificial deadline, that works. So I think you can do the same. So whatever you see working outside, working in at your work, you can apply it to your personal life as well. If you see कि a deadline work करता है, then maybe get a friend to give you a deadline, or like someone, get your parents, family, relatives to give you a deadline, and then just try working on that. And the important part is trying out different things every month. So basically, if you feel that hey, this particular learning strategy is working or not working, uske accordingly you keep changing it. All right. What are the loopholes, hurdles, or challenges in a journey in which an individual who is starting their career can be stuck? um, Okay, so I think uh, my answer would have been different maybe a few years back, but I think someone just asked me this. I think I touched on it sometime last week. I was talking to a bunch of people, and I saw that one of them has just started coding in Jan of this year. Okay, so like just 10, 11 months ago, and they are good at it. And when I went deeper into, hey, how did you do it? So the answer was, hey, I am using AI. And I feel like that is the biggest hurdle or challenge for someone who's just starting out, which is that you, and again, I've seen this happening with some of my juniors, which is that you will become very dependent on AI. So I think one advice I would just say is just keep be mindful of that. Don't get dependent. मतलब ऐसा नहीं हो कि नेट बंद हो गया तो we cannot code now. So just be able to solve the problems on your own. Once in a while, if you feel that, hey, let me just use AI to speed up things, that is fine. Kuch deadline hai, that's fine. But try to resolve problems on your own. Otherwise, it is a trap. It is a drug. It is a addiction that will not help you develop your mind. So and as someone in the tech industry, all we have is our mind, right? हमारा और कुछ ऐसा hand muscles या कुछ कुछ और useful नहीं है for the industry. Our mind is uh, what is we are valued for. So yeah, make sure that उस पे जंग ना लग जाए. Just be mindful of that. Okay, someone says, after signing up for Moonshot, do we directly get it or should we have to wait? What is the waiting time? Yeah, you can directly get it. As of now, the tests are open. So, yeah, if you're signing up when the test is open, you'll get it immediately. Okay. Someone says, I am currently learning React and getting overwhelmed by the things that I have to learn in order to get a job. TypeScript, JS, problem solving questions, CSS, Next.js, and so much. So with a lot of O's, so much what to do. Hmm. So it is natural actually. It just feels like uh, when we are doing it, it feels like बस हमें overwhelm हो रहा है, and then we feel a self doubt. But the reality is that almost everyone, like more than 90% of people, get overwhelmed by tech, and that is natural. That is part of the process. And if you think about it, that is what filters uh, to be a good developer as well. So as a software developer, what usually is the biggest requirement is you need to have a lot of mental toughness. And why you need it is because sometimes there will be one small thing and you'll be stuck on it for hours and hours, and then एक spelling mistake निकल जाएगा. Like these things happen. And like before finding that mistake you'll be like अरे क्या हो रहा है क्यों नहीं हो रहा है क्यों सब तो सही है चलना चाहिए था ये वो like मुझे इतना भी नहीं आता था क्या मतलब like it you just go into self doubt, and then you fix that one line bug, and then everything works, and then you're on top of the world. So this roller coaster of emotions, this is something that a developer needs to handle. And ये वाला सबकी बस की बात नहीं है. Like even if you like um, if 100 people start software learning software development, more than 95% drop off in between because ये वाला roller coaster they cannot handle, and then they will end up going to some other domain other than tech, and that is fine. मतलब बाकी भी like दुनिया में हजार other domains है tech के अलावा. But the difference is ना कि tech में there's no upper limit for the money that you can make, and the reason for that is it requires a lot of uh, it requires a lot more फ्रॉम यू एज वेल. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई बाकी लोग जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई टॉक अबाउट लेट्स से समवन हु इज वर्किंग इन द कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री, अब मेहनत तो वो भी कर रहे हैं दिन भर, राइट? बट देन व्हाई वी आर बीइंग पेड मच मोर देन समवन इन द अदर इंडस्ट्री? इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, क्योंकि दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द रिक्वायरमेंट. So overwhelming होगा. And I can tell you this, he even after you get a job then also overwhelming होगा, because every 1 year, every 2 years there's something new that's going to come, and that will again like make you go into this state कि अरे अब वापस को सीखना है. Like जैसे अगर रिएक्ट की बात करें तो 10 साल पहले नहीं था रिएक्ट, राइट? नाउ मतलब था बट मतलब इतना पॉपुलर नहीं था. लेट्स से 20 साल पहले तो नहीं था, राइट? एंड सेम गोज फॉर विद अदर थिंग्स एज वेल. लाइक एवरीथिंग, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट एआई. 3 साल पहले नहीं था, अभी आ गया. सो नाउ एवरीवन इज रीअसेसिंग, रीथिंकिंग अबाउट अच्छा अब कैसे डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए. सो सेम गोज विद दिस कि टेक इज अ एवर इवॉल्विंग वर्ल्ड. ओवरवेलमिंग is a part of the job. If you feel like कि अरे यार ये तो नहीं, मतलब इतना तो नहीं हो, मतलब इतना तो नहीं रहना चाहिए लाइफ में ओवरवेलमिंग, तो इट इज अ गुड आइडिया टू एक्सप्लोर अदर इंडस्ट्रीज एज वेल. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि टेक के अलावा कुछ दुनिया में लाइफ ही नहीं है. लाइक बहुत अच्छी लाइफ है, बट टेक में तो इट विल बी हार्ड. मतलब इट इज अगेन वो भी होता है ना कि सबको दिखता है कि नहीं अच्छा पैसा है यहाँ पे, तो फिर कंपटीशन भी बढ़ता है. कंपटीशन बढ़ता है तो बार बढ़ता रहता है. तो ओवरऑल this so okay, coming back to the core question, which is how to handle this. uh, फर्स्ट थिंग टू रियलाइज इज कि इट इज़ नॉट यू. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम्हें कम आता है इसलिए ओवरवेलमिंग हो रहा है. ये सबके साथ होता है, मेरे साथ भी होता है, मेरे सीनियर्स के साथ भी होता है. एंड लाइक इट विल कीप हैपनिंग 5 years लेटर एज वेल. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार तुम्हें जॉब मिल जाएगी एंड यू विल बी लाइक नहीं अब तो सब सॉर्ट चल रहा है. लाइक इफ यू सी अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल whom we talked to in the last 30 minutes, a lot of them had what do you say, had experience as well, and then still they are discussing problems, right? So ये चलता रहेगा. Okay, let's move to the next one. I feel like ये topic पे I can just go full hour itself, but वही है, मतलब at the end of the day it is a part of the job description कि overwhelming होगा, imposter syndrome होगा, and a lot of things, self doubt will come, ये सब होगा ही. And you just need to, what helps me is just accepting कि सबके साथ होता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे साथ ही हो रहा है, सबके साथ सेम चीज है, then ठीक है, it's okay. Okay, I've been working in a company for 4 months. I want to switch once I get 6 months experience. Is this okay? Will this affect me in the industry in future? Okay, I will say that this is a very short टाइम पीरियड टू स्विच. 4 महीने हुए हैं और तुम्हें 2 महीने बात switch करने का you are thinking, uh, unless there's something wrong में I talked about four things, which is first thing कि बिल्कुल ही बेकार काम है, तुम्हें बिल्कुल ही मज़ा नहीं आ रहा. सेकेंड इज कि पे इज़ बैड, विच इज़ यू फील कि बहुत अंडर पेड हो तुम. थर्ड इज कि कोई टीम में और कोई है ही नहीं ढंग का. फोर्थ इज योर मैनेजर इज नॉट रियली ऑन योर साइड, ही और शी इज़ अगेंस्ट यू, और मतलब दे आर मेकिंग समथिंग टॉक्सिक. अगर इनमें से कुछ ऐसा बर्निंग रीज़न है, देन maybe you can switch in 4 to 6 months. But otherwise, I would want ki you stay at that company for at least 1 to 2 years before switching. Otherwise, for next shortlisting, maybe your HR will think the same, that hey, this person does not stick to companies. See, in our parents' generation, they used to stick to companies for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. हमें अभी 3 साल एक कंपनी में रहने में दिक्कत हो रहा है, सो मतलब it's going to affect, yeah. So unless it's a big problem, I would suggest that continue here, and then side में you can keep learning. Weekends पे, nights पे, you can explore whatever you want. You can attend meetups, you can um, view conference talks, you can do open source, whatever you want to do, you can work on the side. But yeah, unless there's a big problem, I would suggest that जल्दी से मत change करो. Okay, someone asks, do we have to make 5 projects in 3 blocks before applying for free moonshot? No, this is a separate path. Even if you have not made a lot of projects, you can just attempt this moonshot and then you can uh, get our hiring support. Okay, I work in Java related projects and I'm giving interviews in this tech stack, and almost all the company requires microservices hands-on experience, which I don't have in industry level project. I'm either left to lie about it or tell them the truth, which narrows my possibility. What should I do in this case? Okay, so this is the perfect example of being stuck in a place wherein um, you need more experience to get into some other place. But again, that's the whole reason you are switching, right? So the new place wants more experience or hands on, but wo nahi hai, so it's sort of like a loop. The best way to go about this is you build a side project wherein you you showcase all these concepts, and instead of a toy project, you try to have real world data in it. Like basically, don't just limit yourself to 3 or 5 users. Just try putting 100,000, 10,000, jitna scale you can go. Since you're doing backend, then you want to demonstrate that you can handle scale. So try building a project wherein you can show the concepts, and you can also show scale. So the thing with lying is that वो anyway तुम्हें interview में सामने वाला पकड़ लेगा, because any question that they will double click on, uh, you'll sort of not have a good answer there. So the way to bridge this gap, and again, this will not happen tomorrow, it will take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, is you build a project on the side covering these concepts, and when you're sort of doing hands-on on this project, you will get stuck at 10 places, then you will have to debug those. And जो debugging में जो learning होगा तुम्हारा, that is what will help you crack your next role. um, think about these things. Think about what projects you can make, and in case maybe just spend like 24 hours. Abhi it is 11:41 a.m. Saturday. Give yourself 24 hours till 11:41 a.m. Sunday. If you're able to come up with something that you can work on the side, let's do that. In case you're not able to, I feel if you have experience, you'll be able to figure out कि ये एक project बना सकते हो. In case 24 hours हो जाए and you are like नहीं नहीं समझ में आ रहा क्या बनाना है, you just ping me on WhatsApp, ठीक है, and we'll discuss it there. um, if you watched previous videos then you will know the number already. If not, I think at the end I'll just share it again. Okay, someone says I had asked my manager got a feature dev task in backend, currently working on both domains. Okay, okay. I think is this a follow up to the question that we were discussing? How do you transition? Perfect, perfect. You have asked your manager and you have gotten a task as well. Yeah, I think that's the best way to explore. Perfect. Okay, let me see. This has answered. This has been answered. Um, okay. Okay, so to add more context, I'm not getting. Okay, this is a follow up to uh the person who said कि 4 months हुए हैं and 6 months में switch करना है. I'm not getting anything new to learn here. I have been asked to do customer relation stuff, okay, and pay is also less. Okay, ठीक है. Then Arjun, I will say maybe um maybe take the moonshot and we'll take it from there. Okay. I'm a front-end developer with 3 years of experience. I'm no longer a beginner, but I'm struggling to move up as I don't know what would be better for me now. There are some options in my mind. Become good at UI, do system design, and crack better companies. All right. Second is learn backend DevOps, become a full stack generalist. Third, there might be some growth opportunities in Web3 space. It looks enticing. Okay. I like building products, more dev, less DSA. Goal is to create a SaaS for long term and short term goal to get a remote job, move out of India. All right. All right. Hmm. Okay. So I will let me just figure out. Let me find something that you can see. Okay. Let me just give a summary here. So whenever you have bunch of options, the best way to explore that is time boxing, which is you give 1 week, 2 weeks to different paths and see where you're progressing the most. So the three examples that you mentioned, key um, become better at UI or learn backend or explore a remote space altogether. Just sort of put 1 week, 2 weeks time to explore that domain and then find out which one do you like spending time more. And why I'm saying this is because to move up, to grow higher in your career, you will eventually will have to build depth. And how depth is created is spending more time on it. So if it is a domain that is pulling you towards is pulling you towards it, is making you curious about अच्छा ये भी explore कर लेते हैं. So it is as simple as कि अगर तुम्हारे पास वीकेंड पे यू whatever you want to do सब कर लिया, चिल भी कर लिया, बाहर भी चले गए, घर भी साफ कर लिया, whatever जितने टास्क थे वीकेंड के सब हो गए, and then you get 1 hour extra out of nowhere, then what do you do with it? Like, do you feel कि ये जो नया domain or whatever you are exploring, you'll spend time there, or you would much rather watch Netflix? So you want to figure out the domains where you have that curiosity, wherein you will spend that 1 extra hour there, and that 1 hour will compound over time. So yeah, again, we can discuss it more, but yeah, overall, um, the general idea is that you spend 10 days in every domain and then figure out which of which one of them you're liking more, and in turn that is the domain that you will end up spending more time in, and whichever domain you end up spending more time in, you will you will sort of build depth. Okay. Okay, I think the person who asked this, he had dropped and he just joined back just now. Okay, okay, I'll just repeat this. So, we're discussing this question. I'm a front-end dev with 3 years of experience. There are some options in my mind. Should I become better at UI, learn backend, or explore a remote space? So the advice here is that try finding a domain that inherently makes you more curious, because what you want to do is you want to spend more time exploring it or going in depth into those concepts, and whichever domain makes you do that, that is a valid option to pick. The problem usually happens is you keep specializing in something जिसमें उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है, एंड सो फिर what ends up happening is धीरे धीरे you slack, and धीरे धीरे you become comfortable, धीरे धीरे you're like नहीं चल रहा है, चलने दो, and before you know it, uh, it's sort of you're not in a good place. So yeah, find something that you like. I've recently started front end dev job. Pay is less, but the work is good. Work is good, nice. It aligns with my tech stack. In next 6 months, how should I plan to make a switch? Hopefully, get a salary increase. The commitment is 6 months for the job as of now. I think the the number you have mentioned is, it might feel less because it just feels like अरे बाकी सबको तो इतना ज़्यादा लग रहा है, but it is okay because you have just started your career, right? Careers are 30 years, 40 years long, and abhi, like, you're not even 10% there, you've just started. It's your first 6 months, so just focus on learning, complete your 6 months here. The only thing you want to avoid is like signing a 4 year 5 year bond with any company, बस उतना ध्यान रखो. 6 months है, देखो, पे इज मोर देन जीरो, आई कैन सी, मे बी नॉट वेरी हाई, बट आई वुड से इट इज ओके. 6 महीने यहाँ पे मन लगा के काम करो, एंड देन 6 months लेटर you take the moonshot and pick me. Okay. Is the project in this moonshot different from previous moonshot? I think you can just take a look and see. Making transition from front end to full stack. Okay. Um, I'm not sure what the question is, but okay. Want to learn JavaScript in an organized way. I think you'll find some good tutorials on YouTube. How should I learn and plan my way? Okay. Um, okay. Hmm. The thing is here, so there are two things, right? One is learning, and the other is optimizing. And almost all questions I get is कि इसको optimize कैसे करें. And my my thing is always कि यार पहले उसको करते तो हैं, ऑप्टिमाइजेशन उसको बाद में कर सकते हैं. Let's say if someone is saying, hey, how should I learn, how should I plan, what is the long term plan, I would say उतना उतना day one पे you don't need to think. You can think, but उससे क्या होता है ना, what ends up happening is you you will see that that planning becomes addictive as well, because planning makes you feel good. यू स्पेंड 1 आवर, यूल गेट एन आउटपुट कि हाँ ये मेरा प्लान है, ये मेरा डेली प्लान है, ये वीकली प्लान है, ये मंथली प्लान है, ये 6 मंथ प्लान है, ये 2 ईयर्स प्लान है। तो प्लान बना के बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, बट उससे कुछ फायदा नहीं हो रहा ना। फायदा इज व्हेन यू डू एक्चुअली एक्शन, यू मूव फॉरवर्ड इन योर लर्निंग। सो 1 घंटा प्लानिंग की जगह जस्ट maybe spend that time in learning anything for 1 hour. Optimizations can come in later if you are sort of stuck at a place wherein you you are putting in time and then still not getting results. That is when you should think of optimizing. For now, just just think of it this way: the more time you input, the more output you will get. So like you code more, you learn more. That's the thing. अब उसमें 10% 20% इधर उधर ऑप्टिमाइज करके उतना फायदा नहीं है। आई जस्ट से जस्ट focus on more on hands on coding for now. All right. I want to appear for Moonshot. Can you help me register? Not seeing an option. Okay. So you go to the website and click on sign up, and then it will scroll down where you can put your details to sign up. It will open a profile page wherein you need to fill all details. Once you have done that, you'll see a message to log out and log in again, and then you'll see the link to register. In case you still try it out today, if you still face any issues, just WhatsApp me. Okay. Okay. Someone is asking, if I want to build a great project, then what are the services that I'll need to pay for? Like, for example, database scaling, media storage, analytics. What is the rough cost that it will I'll have to pay for showcasing a project? Or can anyone build a great project without spending money? Okay. So most most services have a very generous free tier. It could be if you're using um, EC2 for backend or S3 for storage. AWS has a very generous free tier. For database also, you'll find uh, you'll find online hosting options. So the answer is that you don't need to spend money to showcase projects. You can find it online. So just keep this in mind that it is possible. And you do a Google search, you will find it in the first few results also. ऐसा नहीं है कि 5th पेज पे जाना पड़ेगा। फर्स्ट पेज पे ही शुरू के रिजल्ट्स में you'll find good free options. And uh, most of them have generous free tiers. All in all, you will not have to spend. In case you end up building a project and feel कि नहीं यहाँ पे पैसा लग रहा है, again just DM me and we'll figure out how to do that for free. Overall, I can just tell you कि नहीं लगता इसमें कुछ hosting में you don't need to pay upfront anything, again because it's for showcasing, right? So उतना traffic, उतना scaling, इतना भी नहीं दिखाना है हमको. we'll we can do everything in the free limits itself. Build it out. If you feel कि नहीं ये 5 जगह में से एक जगह तो मुझे कॉस्ट आ ही रहा है, you ping me with your specific doubt and we'll figure it out. Okay, got the option, got the link for the test, signed up. Yeah, perfect. All the best. Okay. Is doing masters a good idea? Okay, okay. Is it really worth it? is I'm a front end engineer having 2.5 years of experience. I'm confused if I should pursue masters or should I go abroad. I just want to go abroad for experiencing and come back. I'm confused if it is really worth it in this phase of life. Okay. So, uh, I'll give you a very straightforward answer. If you have to take a loan for masters, don't do it. And this is something that I used personally as well, which is I saw ki if I have to do masters, I have to take a loan, then I don't think it is worth it. Because again, I'm giving this advice to your specific context. I'm not saying it for everyone. I'm saying this because you already have 2.5 years of experience as a front end engineer. So मास्टर्स का पॉइंट क्या होता है और एनी डिग्री का पॉइंट क्या होता है टू गिव यू अ फुट इन द डोर टू ओपन दैट इंडस्ट्री फॉर यू टेक इंडस्ट्री इज ऑलरेडी ओपन फॉर यू सो मास्टर्स का क्या फ़ायदा क्या है वन थिंग इज कि यू वांट टू गो टू अ मैनेजमेंट पोजीशन मतलब तुम्हें टेक में नहीं रहना है देन मे बी यू कैन कंसिडर डूइंग मास्टर्स बट if you are a developer, if you have spent 2.5 years already, then money would be decent, learnings would be decent. You can have a good 30-year, 40-year career in this domain itself. Then what is the major goal of the masters? You can again reply. You can reply here, or you can just ping me on WhatsApp if you wanted to discuss further. But more or less, the thing is that you like decide what the goal is for any degree. In your case, you're already a front end developer, having 2.5 years of work experience. Then क्या करना है? Like, is exposure important to you? You mentioned कि I want to go to abroad and come back. Then exposure to kabhi you can also go to some events, some you know, some meetup, some conference, and just meet people and come back. Or do you want to go in a work thing itself? And I think overall it comes down to your finances basically. Agar if you are like in the upper class basically क्योंकि एमबीए का कॉस्ट तो बहुत अच्छा खासा होता है राइट तो if you're in the upper class you don't need to take a loan and पड़ा हुआ है उतना पैसा then yeah go for it मतलब ऐसा कोई नुकसान नहीं है उसमें but then फायदा is always like it's always ROI right return on investment what you are spending and what you are getting if you're taking out a loan and then उतने उतने साल you will have to 2 साल भी then you will be like कि अरे मैं मास्टर्स के साथ साथ क्या बोलते हैं आई डू सम साइड वर्क एज वेल टू पे द लोन तो वहाँ भी तुम्हारा टाइम जाएगा एंड देन अगेन जस्ट आफ्टर गेटिंग आउट ऑफ मास्टर्स विल बी लाइक अरे चलो अगले 5 साल में लोन चुकाते हैं मतलब उतना अगर टेंशन लेके करोगे एंड अगेन अगर तुम्हें टेक में ही आना है तो फिर कोई पॉइंट नहीं है तुम्हें अगर डोमेन ही चेंज करना है तो देन दैट could be a good option. Again, it's a very contextual thing, so that's why I mentioned ki if you want to discuss more, just ping me on WhatsApp. Okay. I see a very big message. I have few questions. Questions might be silly. No, yeah, no questions are silly. I'm just starting out now. I need better security financially. Actually, that is for everyone. So, okay, it says, I need better security financially. Can't risk being fired. Just in case I have both the options to join around being a fresher, starting career. Um, one government job group C is about to be cleared for me. Okay. I want a bigger picture of life and career in general. Can I do both a government job and some development job? Interesting. So यार any full time job तो मुश्किल होगा like anything that you are employed as full time either in development or in government they'll have a provision key you cannot do anything full time again. Again, matlab, though full time you cannot have in India. I don't want my dev skills to vanish with my government job. Okay. What I can think of is I can do government job and freelancing. Yeah. I think I love that many people have a lot of clarity here. Question भी वो खुद ही पूछते हैं and then answer भी वो खुद ही दे देते हैं, which is very nice. Huh, this is done. This is possible. Is it possible to have part-time on contract or contractual jobs along with full-time job in government sector? How practical it is? It is practical. I believe I'm lacking this development, but can't risk can't risk instability. All right. All right. Yeah. So I think um I'll admit that I don't know a lot of things in the government sector in depth, but what I know is कि financial stability रहता है वहाँ पे, and I think इतना everyone knows. So from that perspective, it is a good option to take that up so that देखो टेक में तो हमेशा रिस्क रहेगा. For anyone who is starting out, I mentioned this earlier in one question as well कि risk, instability, that anxiety, that overwhelmingness is a part of a job description. एंड ये आज भी है, ये 5 साल पहले भी था, ये 5 साल आगे भी रहेगा. दिस दिस विल बी कंटिन्यूअस. तो ये अप एंड डाउन चलता रहेगा टेक में. एंड दैट इज वेयर मोस्ट पीपल ड्रॉप आउट, एंड देन द पीपल दैट रिमेन, दे गेट द ऑल द बेनिफिट्स. इन केस वैसा सिचुएशन है फाइनेंशियली की दैट रिस्क इज समथिंग यू कैन नॉट अफोर्ड राइट नाउ, एंड यू मेंशन कि गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम निकलने वाला है. So yeah, I think it's a good option to take that. Matlab, uh, see, everyone is contextual, right? Everyone's situation is unique. In your case, अगर सिक्योर फाइनेंशियल सिक्योरिटी इंपॉर्टेंट है एंड गवर्नमेंट जॉब निकलने भी वाला है, राइट? इट्स नॉट लाइक 1 साल बाद निकलेगा. यू मेंशन कि बस निकलने ही वाला है. सो आई वुड से या इट्स अ गुड ऑप्शन. एंड देन लाइक यू मेंशन कि यू कैन do some freelancing on the side, part time, contractual. You like development is what you have mentioned, so yeah, you can do that. uh, but yeah, I think what you're thinking is on the right lines. Yeah. Okay. I'm a front end dev for more than a year now. How should I accelerate my career? Should I focus and stick to front end and excel in it, or should I start focusing on full stack or front end heavy and halka sa basic back end? How should I grow further? What should be my career path? I am switching a company. So what kind of company should I target? How and where should I look? Okay. ठीक है. So I'll let me just share a link. One year, 2 year. Okay. So let me just share everyone. Okay. So watch the first 40 minutes here. I think this is also part of the it was some other AMA session that I did. It was not it was a career design session workshop actually. So the AMA starts at 40 minutes. So before that, the first 40 minutes talk about how to think about your career. So yeah, if you are at any point working professionally, you're working somewhere, you can just go through uh, go through go through them, and yeah, then happy to discuss more. If you anytime you want to discuss more, like you would have received a what do you say, invite, right? Or maybe I'll just share the WhatsApp number, you can DM there. Yeah, whatever questions you have. Okay, we have crossed the time. We'll just sort of quickly go through the remaining questions. And if you have more questions, you can, like I said, you can continue on WhatsApp, or if needed, we'll put one more session like this. But yeah, I think good that uh, I got to know a bunch of things about what are the real world problems. Okay, someone asked where to get links of previous videos. Uh, so you can just search. You can just search in your inbox for Luma events, and you will see the links, the previous sessions that we have done. Um, in case you don't find it, just ping me on WhatsApp, and we'll discuss. How to learn in an organized way. There are multiple websites and channels. So एक बार just watch the video that I've linked. I think that will help. Or you can ping me on WhatsApp. I want to understand how everything is wired up to full stack, and then slowly I would like to move to product management because I feel I can lead people and project well. This is my long-term goal. Okay, this is the follow-up to the MBA question. Okay, so now think about this, right? Uh, as of today, you don't want to move to product management, right? Because there are still gaps in your tech right now. You mentioned that you want to understand how everything is wired up. So pehle you do that, and then you can think of the next step. Abhi hi if you moved to a management position, then you'll be like somewhere in between कि tech भी strong नहीं है, and then नया भी domain पकड़ रहे हो. So again, there could be like again nuances, which is कि अगर है काफी पैसा तो मतलब why not? You get a good network there. Just ping me on WhatsApp. I think these are like specific cases which are hard to give advice on generally. I'm a BTech CS graduate, but working in non-tech role for a year. Now I'm learning full stack. I want to switch up to a tech role in 4 months after making projects. Can you help me? What should I do? Yeah, just take the moonshot. Yeah. All right. I think it's already late, so I'll just drop the WhatsApp number. You can uh, discuss it. Don't share it with anyone else. Like I think it's okay if it is shared to just a few people in the chat. But yeah, let me just share it. If you want to have a follow-up discussion on anything that we touched on today, you can just DM me there. In case there is some other question also um, that you feel you we did not touch on, you can just do that. And yeah, I think with that we'll wrap wrap it up today. And you can also like just mention if there's something else that you would want to hear about, uh, you want to have a session on, you can just type it in the chat right now, or you can also DM me on WhatsApp. You can fill in the feedback form of that the Luma will send you. So anything, basically let me know if you want to have anything else talked about. Otherwise, I think we'll sort of wrap up the series here. I think we touched on a bunch of different topics. But yeah, happy to take more sessions on on common topics basically. So just DM or reply with the things that you want to hear more of, and yeah, we can have more sessions in future. All right, folks, thanks for joining in, and have a great rest of the weekend. Bye bye.